Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello everyone, welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts, and today we're going to make this card. This is an image that I got from this magazine, Making Cards and Papercrafts. I love getting these magazines. I'm only crafting about a year, and so I found in the last year these have been very helpful, as well as YouTube tutorials, and there's loads. There's Sam from Mixed Up Craft, there's Desiree from Included Thank You, there's Kirsty Marcroft, there are Crazy Paper Chicks, there are loads of them out there, just to name a few. But I find the magazines are great, and some of them come with free stamps, with free dies, with free papers, and they're just great to have, you know, great for ideas and everything. So this magazine came with free papers and images, and there was loads of different types of the papers in here. I have used quite a few of them at this rate. That's some of what's left. And then the images were the little piggy images, and when I get them I cut them all up. They're all on the magazine size sheet, and I think you get like 4 images on each page, and I cut them up and then use them. I cut them down small, and then I go to my little Tim Holtz tonic guillotine and I cut them from there. So this is what I got free in this magazine, and there is great inspiration in this magazine with these. These are all the lovely cards that you can make. They give you ideas. And then this card is this one here. Now this is the one I made, and I'm going to make one in this style but using different papers. So inside on the page it gives you all the different measurements in centimeters, but I'm an inches girl. I'm an old style girl. I like my inches, so I have it wrote here to give me an idea, but at the end of the day I just cut them to the size that I find suits me best. I'm not great with measurements and numbers, so sometimes I might get it a little skew-iff, and I'm the wonky line lady here. You could call me the crafting queen of wonky lines, because there'll always be one that's a little bit crooked or just off at an angle a little bit. It'll have stuck down before I'll have got a chance to reposition it. But I feel that's what makes a card a handmade card. These aren't Hallmark cards, they're handmade cards, and I'm proud to give this out regardless, because I've taken the time and effort to give it to someone, and if that person doesn't receive them in the, you know, the way that they're given, that's fine. I just won't give them another. So that's the way I look at it. I do this because I can sit here of an afternoon, the sun's streaming in my window, I have the blinds closed over, and I can just get a bit creative, whether I get inspiration from a magazine or from YouTube or just out of my own head. That's the way I like to go. So I have all my mats and layers cut. I will go through it with you. I shall take the magazine and put that away. I shall pop it there. I'll leave this card up here for the inspiration, and then I shall bring in my score and show you what I have. So you can see on here there are the little banners that they have used. I am so awful at cutting these and getting them straight. Now I do have the dies that they'll give, there's about 4 in the pack, but I got this in my local art and hobby shop, and I know they have them in the range as well, and it's 3 little dies in there for doing all your different banners, and that's what I've used here. I've used the 2 biggest, we'll say the outside one and the middle one, to do up this little banner, and I think it's just lovely. I'm really pleased with it. It's different. So I'm going to use that, and this is them here. I have them cut out, and the black piece will give me room that I can cut it down to, you know, whatever size I want, just like what I did with this one here, it was actually bigger and I cut it down to the size I wanted. So I have that already die cut out. I've also got my 3 little banners that is going to get stuck underneath here, and I have them cut out already. And this little piece is for the inside. Now I didn't put it on this card. This card I recorded the whole tutorial, and then when I got to the end and went to press stop, I realized I hadn't actually pressed record. Well, I had, I just didn't do it properly. So because I use my phone up here for doing my recording and doing my editing, so hence the reason you're seeing this card. So I have everything cut out. This piece will go inside, and then here we have all our pieces that we'll need for on top. So my card itself is a ready-made card from Do Crafts, and this one is basically a 6x6 card. Now it's actually a little shy of 6x6. If I'm to look here, it's 7 5/8 by 7 5/8, so it's just what we call shy of the 6, not quite 5 3/4, but so I've kind of worked around that. So my mat to go on top of this is the 5 3/4 square, and that will sit on top there. And then my little paper piece to go on top of that is 5 1/2 squared, and that will sit on top there. Then for this piece with the blue and the black matting, my black mat is just shy of 5 by 3 3/4. Excuse the head popping in there. It's too far away, I can't see it. And then this piece is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2, and that layer will sit on there like that. And we'll do our best so it's not wonky. And that will go on there. And then we have this little piece. So our black piece is 3 3/4 by 4. Our lovely rose gold piece is 3 5/8 by 3 7/8. And then our next little piece is 3 1/2 by 3 3/4, and they all sit like there on that. So now if you have a stamp that you want to use, an image that you want to use, I mean, you can do the same. You don't have to go by the measurements I'm doing. This is just to give you an idea. Like this little image here, when I cut it off the page it was on, it was much bigger, so I've cut this down to the size I want it. So you can do the same with yours. If you look at my little piggy here, I mean, they're different sizes. You can see there, you know. So cut the piece down that you want, the size you want it. But that will sit on there like that. And then I have some lovely little pearls. I got these in my local deals here in Ireland. In England it's Poundland, but I'm sure you have similar in your stash that you can use, and I'll use that for the embellishing. The little across the miles, that came free in one of my magazines on a stamp set, and I have that here and ready to go. Now I was going to put it in my mini Misty and stamp it from that, but it went on here okay, so we won't shed too much tears if it doesn't stamp perfect, but we'll give it a go. And I'll be using some VersaFine Onyx black ink for stamping that. So why don't we fire ahead and get it ready. You haven't seen me cutting out all the different layers, but you know, you don't really need to see me doing that. So I'll just put my scoreboard away and we'll stick everything down together. Now everything is going to be stuck using my Stick It roller. It's got replaceable, you can take these out and replace them. They're brilliant. I go through loads of these. and I have two because the last tutorial I did, I was working away with one and I ran out, and then I had to go and get another one, so I have a second one ready to go. So we'll stick them all down. But this piece here, what I did here was I actually raised it up. Now you can't really see it, but it is raised up a little. It's not flat down, but it's not high enough. You can just see the tape in there. It just gives it a little bit of, you know, depth on the card. So I have my big mama roll of it here, and I'm going to use that for that. But I think I'm going to double up the tape for this one to give it more of a body, to give it more oomph, you know. So let's go ahead and get sticking all these down. So we'll just move everything out of the way there. And we'll get this lot stuck down. So I'm going to stick this onto my black one. And I love these. This tape has got dots. So if you're using it on a piece of paper, and you know, if it's around, it will only stick the dots down on the actual paper itself. So it's great for doing funny sized images. Now here we go. Let's see if we can get a straight line. One, without my head getting in the way, and two, without it causing me too much drama. I just see them on the tutorials and they're sticking these down like there's no tomorrow, and they never have a wonky line, they never have a crooked. There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit crooked, but you know what, we won't worry about it too much. I don't know how those lassies do it, and the gents on there, they just literally, oh yes, put it down there, bang, and away you go, and it's straight on. Guys, I can never manage to do that at all. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Do you find you're the same? When I'm here now and I'm not recording, I'll have my head over it and I'll be looking and trying. So let's see, my head is probably going to get in the way, guys, so bear with me. I know you can see it there, it looks perfect. Let's see, how are we doing? That looks okay. Maybe that's just the one wonky bit I'm going to have on the front, but I don't mind because, like I've said before, this is handmade, not Hallmark. If people want a Hallmark card, which is just a generic printed card, off you go to the shop and buy one. This is handmade, time has been taken, love and affection put into it. Well, heartfelt anyway. So here we go, we'll see how we do with this one. It's a lot harder, guys, to get it straight when you're recording than when you're not. I love watching Jennifer Maguire and Sam from Mixed Up Craft, Crazy Paper Chick and all those, and they literally just bang it down there without any problem. I don't know, it must be years of practice. That's what it must be. I'm just such a newbie to this game. I think that's what it is. So now I'm going to pop that down there. I'm going to move it down a little bit. Just commit to it, Simone. Commit to it. Lovely. So that's there now, waiting to be done. The next bit is this lot. So let's see. Put this one on first. I see some of the lasses as well, and they're putting tape down, and I look at them doing it and I think to myself, they'll use like the tiniest little amount, and I'm like, how do you get away with that? Okay, just having a good idea. This is a little bit curved up, so it's not making it easy for me to stick it down. Another go, guys. Go from the top. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. It's a little bit wonky, but there you go. I see some of them and they literally just put, you know, dot, 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 dot. I'm like, I'd be so afraid that it wouldn't stay on the card, but I think the reason they do that is so that they have room to wiggle and maneuver. So let's see, we need some of the double-sided tape, so I'm going to cut some off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to double it over like so. There we go. And then we can cut a couple of pieces off there for that. There's 1, 2, and we need one more piece. So we'll get another bit. And look at that. Perfect. Well, it's perfect enough. We'll just cut off the edge there a little bit. We'll stick them down. And this piece. And this piece. Chuck them in the bin. Now I'm going to pop that. Now I'm going to stand this up a little bit because I don't want to get this too crooked. The great thing about this tape is that if you just sit it on lightly, does that look straight to you guys? That doesn't look too bad to me. If you don't stick it down too hard when you put it down initially, it will move for you. But I'm pretty pleased with that. Now you can see there's a little bit there, dimension on the card. I think that looks fab. So we just need to embellish it now after we put on, do you know what I forgot to do? I don't believe it, I forgot to put my little banners on, but we won't panic because do you know why? I can cut those off and put a bit of tape on, and we can pop that in here. Just make sure it's straight, which it is. I'm sure who's going to even notice that that wasn't put on when it should have been. There's always something, guys. I don't know if you're the same, but I always forget something. Now I know they're all together in this one here, but I'm actually going to move mine apart a little bit, seeing as I can. I'll pop that one over here. I think that looks fine. No one's going to know that I should have stuck them on before the double-sided tape went on there, and still looks, you know, delighted. That's perfect. We won't stress the little stuff. So the last thing we need to do is add on our little across the miles. Now my across the miles will not fit this way, so I'm going to do it this way, the same as I did on this one. So, and be careful when you're doing this that you don't get your fingers in the ink, and I always do. I think I need thicker blocks. I'll have to put that on my birthday wish. I'm always getting ink on everything. So let's see if we can get this straight now. I'm sorry about my head being in the way, and I'm just going to Sorry about that, guys. There we go, that's grand. That'll do nicely, donkey. That'll do nicely. Close that up. I don't want to end up with that all over my fingers. And we'll put a bit of tape on that. I'll stick that down here now. So I'm going to use my lines there to give me a better idea. Now I've left myself a bit of room at the top so I can cut that off if I want. So my banner, I don't want to put it here like it's on this card because it'll only cover up my ice cream. So I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to cut a little bit of this piece off, and I'm going to use my big scissors so that I can get more or less a straight line. Let's see. Now I will need a piece of double-sided tape because it's going to be coming off up here. So we shall get a piece. I have a little piece here. I'm going to double this up. And we'll have a look and see how much I want this to come off. So I just need about should be fine. Let's have a look and see. That should be perfect. Lovely. So let us stick that down. We'll put that there like that. And then all I need is a little bit of the tape. And if you can hear a strange noise, that's my daughter in her room next door. Hello, Caitlin. She's in there by the sounds of it wrapping a gift, because I think that's sellotape that I can hear there. Just move it. How does that look? Squeeze that down another bit, and there we go. So now the only thing left to do is to put our tape, our piece of paper, our matching paper inside, and I don't have a sentiment to put on the inside, and the reason for that is because if it's literally just a note from across the miles, do I want to put happy birthday on it, or you know, just a note or whatever? So I'm going to leave that off until I decide what I want to go in there. The only other thing I need to do is put my little logo on the back after I embellish it. I'm very distracted, guys, excuse me. So we'll put our couple of pearls on here. One here, so put one up here, and let's see, I think I'll put one over here. Now I know they're supposed to go on there at odd numbers. There's 3. Do I have enough in the 3? I think I do. I think I'm happy with those 3 on there like that. So I'll just put my little logo on the back, and I have got, these are a mix mash of stamps that I have gotten from different stamp sets, and I just put them together. My logo is basically my tattoo. My tattoo is the infinity. This heart represents me. These 3 are my girls. So it's my infinite love for my 3 girls, and my youngest moved out there a year or so ago, and that's when I got the tattoo done, because I wanted to have a visual reminder of my three beautiful young ladies who are out in the world doing their own thing. So let's just pop that here and try and get it straight. And then I take this little one and I put that up here. Excuse my head, guys. I know it's in there, but I will put that down there. And then these little 3 hearts that I got from different sets, I have them set in there so that they'll go nicely there like that. There we go. Then all I have to do is sign my name and the whole lot. Right, so I think what we'll do is put a little Wink of Stella, and we might just put them on our ice creams. Now, these are just paper, so I don't want to go too heavy with too much of the Wink of Stella. Otherwise, what will happen is they'll get a little bit warped because they're not on a heavy card or heavy papers. So yeah, I think that's lovely there. I don't know if you can catch that in the actual camera. Oh, you just can catch the little bit of sparkle there, but it's lovely in the light. I don't know if the, yeah. So that's it, guys. They're my 2 cards that that we've made today. Hopefully you will be inspired to make something similar along those lines, or even get the magazine. I think, you know, whichever of the magazines you get, I think they're all fabulous to have. So once again, thank you for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up by hitting the like, and if you aren't a subscriber, I would love you to subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. So until the next time, thank you for being with me, for watching. See you again soon. Bye bye.